What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of swing trading, day trading, technical analysis on the NAS100, and we're gonna pick up from where we left off. Now, before I do that, I want to say I hope you guys have had a really good trading week last week, and also happy Easter to all of you guys watching that celebrate Easter. Right? So tomorrow, Monday. Basically, US markets will be open, but UK markets will be closed. So I'm expecting US market to be a little bit flat tomorrow, right? But it's going to be business as usual. So with that covered, we're going to get straight into it as to how I kind of position myself in the market for last week just gone, and where I expect market to go for this week coming, right? So if nothing more to do, let's just get straight into it. So last week when I did the analysis, this is where we was at when we did the analysis, okay? And obviously we could see a channel was forming over here. We could see the weekly high from this week had been taken out, okay? And we can see market was in a channel, and obviously the rest of this was what appeared just last week just gone, right? So let's just kind of work out exactly what is really happening in this area right now. So I'm just going to just expand this channel a bit. And we can kind of see we still have a channel, right? So we still have a descending flag. We still have a descending flag that obviously looks like it's going to push upwards. And the reason why I say it's going to push upwards is because the weekly high was taken out, okay? Now, this structure that we're looking at right here, it can actually break downwards and fly down, all right? But in my opinion, I think it's going to be pushing up. So let me just have a quick look. Let me just bring on another nice chart that I haven't done anything on. Okay, much better. Much better. Okay. So if you look at this on a day, right now, in terms of where NAS is going, and we just pay attention to this area up here, okay, we can see there's a channel that normally pushes upwards, right? That normally pushes upwards. It might break down, but it normally pushes upwards, right? So we're just looking at this on the day chart right now. We're going to go back to the other one in a minute. It's just that I have so much stuff on that one. I don't really want to be deleting because I kind of want that stuff there. Hence why we're on a new chart. And then whilst we're at it, we can look to see we have a little FVG in this area. So I'm just going to just zoom in real quick on that so we can see it. Right, so we have the FVG, a bullish FVG, right? Let me just make sure I get it dead on. Okay. A bullish FVG on a day that price has gone into right now. This structure over here, okay, so this descending flag has a tendency to push upwards. It's in a FVG right now, okay, and in my mind I'm thinking it's going to push up. So if I went back to the previous chart that I'm looking at, okay, where would be a safe place for me to hop on or hop off? Well, what I would like to do is find the weekly high of last week just gone. That is what I want to do. That's the first thing I kind of want to figure out. Where is the weekly high of last week? Of week just gone, right? And weekly high of week just gone is this level right here. That level right here is the weekly high. So that's the level that I'm looking for. And that is a discounted price from this one if it takes this one out, right? So I'm just going to push this one all the way back a bit. And also, I actually failed to mention that I haven't really taken. I took one trade last week, right? And I took a buy on the. Tuesday. So I took a buy on the Tuesday. So I was just looking through my phone to see when I did it because it was a pending order that I put on, right? And literally, I was waiting down here to put in a buy on the Tuesday. right? Because I was expecting price to push up, and it did. And then it came back down again because I thought it was going to go higher. So this is where I got stung, right? So I thought it was going to go higher. It went, then it flew all the way down, and then came, and then it went red. And then literally I was like, I actually don't even want to be in this situation right here. So I manually closed my order out in a loss. Like literally I closed it out for a loss. It was one trade. Once I identified that we was going to be in this pretty much for the whole of the week, I just hopped out. Because essentially, look, I've got in here, so I'm going to just explain it to you a little bit right here. So I've got in at this level, right? Let me just change the colors up a bit because I've had to adjust. Okay, so I got in around this level over here, right? So for most of Wednesday, I was in profit. I saw myself in profit. I could have jumped out in profit. I had more than enough time because this was a pending buy. It was a pending buy right here. So I went all the way up. Okay, now my thinking was it was going to take out this level right here and continue to push up to take out this weekly high over here from the previous week and keep going up. That was my thinking, because remember, it came to roughly around the same level where it came to previously. So this was it. First week Monday, came into the zone, bounced off, then it came back in. As it was taking off, well, as soon as it came back in, I got triggered in actually. And then as it was taking off, I thought, whoopee, you know, great stuff, it's gonna keep going up. And essentially what happened was, as we can see, it came all the way down, and then I just saw that and I just manually closed it, right? So I think I closed it around this level over here. I waited for the second hour, so somewhere in here somewhere was where I closed it, right? And then did I regret closing it? No, I don't actually, because literally I didn't want to be in this, so I just closed it, set some alerts at certain key levels. So my first alert was at this level right here, and that didn't go off, so literally we didn't do anything. One trade, one loss, such as life, right? So getting back to what I was saying, basically this weekly high is going to be the new target. It's going to be the new target for the week. Right, let me just get this stuff out of the way. Weekly high, and then we have the weekly low down here. The good thing about this is that it's kind of building up together, so it's getting really tight. So one or the other is going to get taken out. Whether it's going to be a major continuation, that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on, just to make sure that it keeps moving in the direction that it's supposed to. But as it stands, that's what I'd be waiting for. So it's putting a weekly low down here. So let me put in some labels for you guys. So as it stands, the two levels that I'm waiting for is, on the high side, I'm waiting for 18409.4, and on the low side, I'm waiting for 18171.4. If either one of these two levels is taken out, then I'll be looking for a position in the corresponding direction. As you can see right now, in regards to overall positions of the market, no major level has been taken out. Okay, so last week's low was not taken out. Last week's high was not taken out. When I mean last week, I mean the week prior to last week, right? Because this area here is last week, and this is the week prior to last week, right? This area here. So none of these levels over here were taken out this week, right? And this week what we have is the gap between the weekly high and the weekly low is nice and tight. So effectively you can literally, and by the way, this is not financial advice. I'm not giving you financial advice here, because it's important. What I'm going to say, some of you guys may follow it, it could go wrong, and then you blame me for it. I don't want you to do that. I wanted to go into this with your eyes wide open, right? Eyes wide open. Now, in my opinion, I could be right, I could be wrong, right? This is something that requires research, all right? The distance between these two levels over here is quite tight. So effectively speaking, right, you could literally cover both positions. So you could put a buy in this location over here, right? and you can put a sell in this location over here, right? Your sell, your stop loss for your sell will be up here, and your stop loss for your buy will be down here, right? These two positions, right? Both could trigger, okay, right? This is what I don't want you to do. Don't put your buys down here, right? And don't put your sells up here, right? Don't do that, okay, right? Because it might not work out. What you want to do is, if you are going to do this, right? If you are going to do this, and like I said, it's not financial advice. I'm not giving you, and I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a regular person. But looking at what I'm looking at right now, if I was to play this right here next week, this is the kind of strategy that I'll be putting in place, right? Okay, is you could have something down here, or you could have something up here. As a matter of fact, let's scrap a position altogether. Don't even put in a position, right? What you could do is you could set an alert down here, and you could set an alert up here, right? If the alert fly past this level and the strength of the candle looks super powerful, like something like this, right? So say we're using this area as an example, right? It flies through and is an absolute parabolic candle pushing to the upside, okay? It's fair to assume the next two that follows that one would be in the same kind of way, right? So if you get that kind of move up here, wait for that candle to close before you take that position. That would be my advice. So an alert up here, an alert down here, right? If it goes down, remember down here is a weekly low. So if it takes this one out, it means one thing. Well, it has the potential to mean one thing. It doesn't always do that, and we've seen that with prior examples of where it takes out a weekly low and then flies up, and then it takes out a weekly high and then flies down, right? So you have to use this with a pinch of salt. But bottom line is, if I was going to be placing trades, this is one of the best setups that I've kind of seen in a long time, where the risk to reward ratio is literally quite low, right? I mean, risk is low, reward could be very high. So risk is low, but reward could be very high depending on how you play this move over here. And like I say, this is where we're at right now. So we have the weekly high set on a Tuesday. That's this level right here. And we have a weekly low set on a Wednesday. That's this level right here. It closes in either direction. We then need to assess, how did it close it, right? And is it worth you joining it, right? Because it's closed over it or crossed it, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you should join it. You kind of need to look at how it's done it, because it's told you where it wants to go, right? And if you're happy to hold this whole area here as a stop, then fair play. You know what I mean? You can just put a position up here, put a position down here. This whole zone is a giant stop, right? If it goes through, kudos to you. And if it goes bad, you already knew what the risk was before you got in, right? So this is how I would look at it. Also as well, make sure you take a look at the backtesting videos, right? So you should be seeing it about now. So there's the backtesting video right here, right? So make sure you take a look, especially if weekly highs and weekly lows is going over your head. The move that we're seeing over here is relatively quite straightforward to see how you can navigate it, but some of you may need more support and more assistance. Therefore, the backtesting videos that I've created will definitely assist you with all of that, okay? At least point you in a direction as to the kind of things you should be looking at. There's 21 videos in total. I definitely think it's worth you taking the time to go through them all, right? And I wish you all the best with your trades for next week. So until the next video, this is Pips and Points signing out.